Let's start with how the Vikings slept, not in the rigid 8-hour block we chase today, but in a pattern called biphasic or segmented sleep, which modern science suggests aligns closely with our natural biology. Unlike our modern obsession with a single, unbroken sleep, the Vikings split their rest into two phases: a first sleep after sunset and a second sleep late in the night, with a wakeful period in between. The old Norse sagas, our window into Viking life, hint at this pattern with terms like Furfinn, first sleep, and Affin, second sleep. In the Grettir saga, the hero Grettir rises after his first sleep to tend to household matters before returning to bed. Archaeological evidence from Viking settlements, like Jorvik in modern-day York, England, supports this. Fire pits and longhouses show signs of being tended throughout the night, suggesting people were awake during this midnight period. Picture Bjorn Haraldsson, a farmer in Trondheim, Norway. After a hearty evening meal and some storytelling by the fire, he retires to his sleeping platform around 7 or 8 p.m. in winter. He sleeps deeply for about 4 hours, then wakes naturally around midnight. He adds wood to the hearth, checks his livestock, maybe shares a quiet word with family members also awake. After an hour or two, he returns for his second sleep until dawn. This wasn't insomnia. It was normal, expected, and productive. Modern sleep science, like the work of historian A. Roger Kirch, suggests this biphasic pattern was common across pre-industrial Europe. It aligns with our circadian rhythms, with a natural surge of prolactin, a calming hormone, during the midnight waking period. For Vikings, living in Scandinavia's extreme winters with 16 to 20 hours of darkness, this pattern was especially practical. Sleeping through such long nights in one stretch would have been unnatural. Instead, the midnight wakefulness allowed for tasks like tending fires, crafting, or even quiet rituals, making the long nights manageable and restful. In summer, with near-constant daylight, sleep compressed into shorter periods. The Havamal, a Norse poem, warns against excessive wakefulness, suggesting the Vikings were aware of balancing rest with seasonal changes. This flexibility, rooted in their environment, likely made their sleep more restorative than our rigid modern schedules. Section 2. The Power of Darkness, 6 minutes. Now, let's talk about darkness, a key to Viking sleep that we've almost entirely lost. Living without artificial light, the Vikings experienced true darkness, especially in winter, when northern latitudes plunge into near-constant night. Their longhouses, with few or no windows, were designed to block out light. Small openings, if present, were covered with animal membranes or shutters. The only light came from the dim, warm glow of a banked hearth, perfect for sleep. Modern science tells us darkness is critical for melatonin production, the hormone that regulates sleep. Without it, we struggle to fall asleep and stay asleep. The Vikings, immersed in natural light cycles, had melatonin production synchronized with sunset and sunrise. A study in the Journal of Sleep Research found that just 1 week without artificial light boosts melatonin by 30%. Imagine the Vikings living this way their entire lives. Take Leif, a fisherman near modern-day Bergen, Norway. In winter, his longhouse was nearly pitch black from mid-afternoon to late morning. His pineal gland churned out melatonin for 12 to 16 hours, creating ideal conditions for deep sleep. Even their artificial lights, oil lamps and tallow candles, were dim, producing just 5 to 20 lumens compared to a modern LED's 800 to 1,500. These warm, yellow-red lights had minimal impact on melatonin, unlike the blue light from our screens, which can delay melatonin production by hours. In summer, with the midnight sun, Vikings adapted by using heavy wool curtains or turf-walled sleeping nooks to create artificial darkness. They even tracked lunar cycles, as shown by artifacts marking lunar phases, aware that full moons could disrupt sleep. This intuitive understanding of light's impact on rest is something we're only now rediscovering as we battle light pollution and screen addiction. Section 3. Communal sleep, safety, and connection 5 minutes. Unlike our private bedrooms, Viking sleep was communal, and this social aspect was a cornerstone of their restful nights. Archaeological digs across Scandinavia, Iceland, and Norse settlements like York reveal longhouses with raised wooden platforms along the walls, where entire households slept together. At Stong in Iceland, these platforms doubled as seating by day and beds by night, shared by 15 to 20 people. This setup offered security in a world where danger was real, with multiple people sleeping together. Someone was always likely to wake if trouble arose. In Jarl's saga, a household is saved when someone hears intruders during the night. Communal sleep was like a built-in alarm system, but it wasn't just about safety. Modern sleep science shows that sleeping near trusted others reduces anxiety and promotes deeper sleep. Studies in Sleep Health Journal confirm that social connection enhances rest. For Viking children, sleeping beside family fostered security, reducing disturbances. Even adults, like Gunnar from southern Iceland, benefited from the psychological comfort of shared spaces. His longhouse, excavated to reveal communal platforms, shows how his family slept near the hearth for warmth, their body heat making cold nights cozy. Privacy? They managed that too. Curtains or box-like closed beds offered semi-private spaces for couples, and the midnight waking period by phasic sleep provided quiet moments for intimacy. This communal setup wasn't primitive. It was a sophisticated balance of security, connection, and practicality that supported restful sleep. Section 4. The Viking Bed, Nature's Mattress, 5 minutes. Let's step into the Viking bedroom, or rather, their sleeping platform. Unlike our plush modern mattresses, Viking beds were made of natural materials, yet they offered ergonomic benefits we spend thousands to replicate. Archaeological finds show platforms raised 40 to 60 centimeters off the damp ground, built from wood and layered with straw, wool, and furs. At Furket, Denmark, these platforms were slightly inclined, elevating the head, a position modern research links to better circulation and reduced acid reflux. The straw base, changed seasonally, was springy yet supportive, allowing air circulation to prevent overheating. Wool blankets and furs, found in burials like Oseberg, Norway, added insulation and moisture-wicking properties. Wool's natural lanolin even resisted bacteria, keeping beds hygienic. Take Astrid, a farmer's wife near Trondheim. Her bed, straw, wool, and sheepskins offered firm support like a high-end orthopedic mattress. Modern studies in the Journal of Chiropractic Medicine suggest such surfaces maintain spinal alignment better than overly soft beds. Even their pillows, stuffed with feathers or moss, were firm, aligning with research favoring moderate head support for neck health. Seasonally, Vikings adjusted bedding, thicker furs in winter, lighter layers in summer, ensuring temperature regulation that modern synthetic mattresses often fail to match. Their beds weren't luxurious, but they were practical, breathable, and aligned with what our bodies need for rest. The Vikings didn't just rely on their environment. They had a sophisticated understanding of sleep-promoting herbs. Archaeological digs at sites like Jorvik and Koppang, Norway, reveal seeds and residues of plants like valerian, hops, chamomile, and linden, all known for sedative properties. Valerian, with its root containing valerianic acid, reduces sleep latency, as modern studies confirm. Hops, used in brewing and medicine, have sedative compounds. Chamomile and linden teas, still used in Scandinavian folk medicine, calm the mind. The sagas mention herbal drinks for sleep, and later texts like Henrik Harpestrang's medical book detail their preparation. Imagine Thora, a healer near Roskilde, Denmark. She grows valerian and chamomile, brewing them into a honey-sweetened tea for someone struggling to sleep, perhaps with a ritual to enhance its effect. These gentle remedies, unlike modern sleeping pills, had minimal side effects and no dependency risk. Used seasonally, milder herbs in winter, stronger ones in summer, they complemented the Vikings' already sleep-friendly lifestyle, making rest even more attainable. Section 6. Diet and Sleep. Fueling rest 5 minutes. The Viking diet was another piece of their sleep puzzle. They ate 2 main meals, a mid-morning dagver and a late afternoon napper, finishing hours before bedtime. This allowed digestion to complete before sleep, a practice modern research in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine links to better sleep architecture. Their diet was rich in sleep-supporting nutrients. Fish like herring and salmon, abundant in coastal settlements, provided omega-3s and vitamin D, both linked to improved sleep. Oats and barley, staples found in archaeological remains, offered complex carbohydrates, magnesium, and tryptophan, precursors to melatonin. Fermented foods like skyr, a yogurt-like dairy, and sourdough bread boosted gut health, which modern science connects to sleep via the gut-brain axis. With minimal sugar and moderate alcohol from low-potency ale, their diet avoided the blood sugar spikes and sleep disruptions common today. Halfdan, a Trondheim farmer, ate his last meal around 4 p.m., giving his body hours to digest before sleep. This natural alignment of diet and rest made Vikings sleep deeper and more restorative. Section 7. Physical activity. The sleep catalyst 4 minutes. Vikings were active, really active. Skeletal remains show muscle patterns from rowing, farming, and crafting, with daily calorie burns of 3,000 to 4,000, far above modern averages. This physicality was a sleep superpower. Modern research shows that aerobic and resistance exercise, like the Vikings rowing and timberlifting, boosts deep, slow-wave sleep. Their work happened outdoors, under natural light, syncing their circadian rhythms. The sagas describe dawn to dusk labor, with lighter tasks like storytelling in the evening, aligning with modern advice to avoid intense activity before bed. Seasonal shifts, hard work in summer, restful winters with your celebrations, prevented overexertion. Gunnar, a shipbuilder, spent his days rowing and shaping timbers, then carved by firelight at night. This balance of exertion and relaxation primed his body for deep sleep, a stark contrast to our sedentary lives punctuated by late-night gym sessions. Section 8, Psychological Balance. A restful mind for minutes. Finally, the Viking mindset was key to their sleep success. The Havamal advises moderation in sleep, warning against excessive worry. The unwise man is awake all night. When morning comes, he is weary. This balanced view, valuing rest without obsessing over it, aligns with modern sleep psychology's emphasis on avoiding sleep anxiety. Evening storytelling around the hearth, as seen in longhouse layouts, helped Vikings unwind, much like modern advice to avoid screens before bed. Their spiritual beliefs viewed dreams as sources of wisdom, not threats, reducing sleep-related fears. The concept of WIRD fate encouraged accepting uncertainty, a mindset that curbs pre-sleep rumination. Their emphasis on honor and moral clarity, as seen in sagas like Gisli Saga, where guilt disrupts sleep, foster a clear conscience, another sleep booster. Communal sleeping and secure settlements further ease the mind, letting Vikings surrender to rest without modern anxieties. Conclusion. Lessons for today, 2 minutes. Music swells, warm and reflective. The Vikings didn't know sleep science, but their lifestyle, biphasic sleep, true darkness, communal bonds, natural bedding, herbal aids, a sleep-friendly diet, active days, and a balanced mindset create a sleep ecosystem we can only envy. Their rest wasn't a goal to be chased, but a natural outcome of living in harmony with their biology and environment. Today, we can't become Vikings, but we can borrow their wisdom, dim our lights, eat earlier, move more, use natural remedies, and let go of sleep anxiety. The Viking sleep paradox teaches us that the best rest comes not from obsessing over sleep, but from creating conditions where it flourishes naturally. As you drift off tonight, imagine a Viking longhouse, dark and warm, where sleep comes easily. Maybe, just maybe, we can reclaim a piece of that ancient rest for ourselves. Finally, the Viking mindset was key to their sleep success. The Havamal advises moderation in sleep, warning against excessive worry. The unwise man is awake all night. When morning comes, he is weary. This balanced view, valuing rest without obsessing over it, aligns with modern sleep psychology's emphasis on avoiding sleep anxiety. Evening storytelling around the hearth, as seen in longhouse layouts, helped Vikings unwind, much like modern advice to avoid screens before bed. Their spiritual beliefs viewed dreams as sources of wisdom, not threats, reducing sleep-related fears. The concept of WIRD fate encourage accepting uncertainty, a mindset that curbs pre-sleep rumination